If you could encapsulate me in like oils at night, like incubate me, I would enjoy that very much.
I think the most selfish thing you can do is to choose to not prevent or not make any positive steps toward reducing the likelihood of that happening. Not just for yourself, but because of everyone around you.
Everyone is so fast to say, oh, I would die for them. I would die for my family. Would you live for them?
Everyone talks about morning routines, but what if I told you that your nighttime routine might be the real game changer for your energy, your mindset, and your health? Today we're talking about why nighttime routines matter, what they don't have to look like, and how to create one that actually works for your life. Just a reminder, we're not doctors, we're just sisters that overshare about health and hope it helps. Oh, and if you've been helped by our podcast or have even related to it a little bit, please take a second to give our show 5 stars and leave us a review, and maybe share this episode with a friend. It lets us know how we're doing, and it'll help more women find our show to get the support that they need. Honestly, I do love me a good nighttime routine, but I will say after having a child, I feel like routines have just gone completely out the window. It's never on my timeline. It's never the way I want it to be. But I sure do try.
I wish I had a better nighttime routine. I feel like I have such a great morning routine that it honestly puts my nighttime routine to shame. But I don't do too much in my nighttime routine, and maybe that's for the best because I just want to go to bed.
Right. I feel like stressing about having the perfect nighttime routine can just be like counterproductive. Like we're supposed to be winding down, not stressing the heck out, you know?
Exactly. And that's like goes for everything with even like skincare, things like that. Like the nighttime, it's just very few products, very few steps. Just bring it all in.
Speaking of skincare, I am the worst. My nighttime routine in regards to the skincare is next to non-existent.
Do
Water. Done.
do you wash your face?
I've been showering at night, so like I'll wash my face in the shower. It used to be literally just I'd water, but once I started wearing like mascara again, it's not waterproof, so it comes off pretty easily, but I just use that. I forget the snail mucin
Yeah, the
face
peach
wash
slices.
that's the one. I use that in the shower. But if I don't shower at night, there's this, I think it's Mistela. I got it on Amazon for Josie, actually, and I just stole it. It is.
Moisturize?
Nope.
Kaylin.
It is Mistela. It's a soothing, cleansing water, and I just put it on like a little cotton pad and rub my makeup off. I said
Okay.
I'm the worst. My thing
Yeah.
is, I'm a very greasy individual as it is. So when I go to bed, and now this might be different because I just got that bonnet for my hair, like I don't want my hair to touch my face once I have like oily stuff on it, because then my hair will get even greasier even faster. So my thought is if I just don't moisturize anything, then I won't be as greasy.
I think that's a horrible thought, but
Thank you.
but sure, you roll with it. I always moisturize and like I ultra moisturize before bed with like everything. Like I've said before in the past, if you could encapsulate me in like oils at night, like incubate me, I would enjoy that very much. And I pretty much do that already.
I have to say, a part of me also is nervous. Now, I know there's a lot of safe products out there, but with breastfeeding, I'm like, I just don't want to chance it, so I'll do nothing instead.
Well, that's so crazy that you have a sister that makes everything all natural herself for moisturizing products.
But my sister is kind of selfish and doesn't share those with her sister.
I know. I share them with mom and she doesn't appreciate them, so you should just go steal them from mom.
Well, there we have it. Problem solved. Like I said, I do love me a good nighttime routine, but I will say when I have a nighttime routine, it's usually like, okay, obviously we have to brush our teeth, wash our face, get dressed in our jammies, take a shower, whatever it is. For me right now, it looks like Josie's nighttime routine, and then once she's asleep, I go shower and do all of those things. But if I know I have something that I need to be to the next morning, it's always like checking the list. Obviously brushing our teeth, washing our face, showering, getting changed for bed. And then it's like, okay, what am I doing tomorrow? If I don't have anything on the list for early in the morning that preparing the night before would be helpful for, then I just go to bed. But if I know I'm going to the gym the next morning, I'll set out my headphones. I'll set out my pre-workout That's It bar. I'll set out my keys. I'll set out my wallet. I'll fill my water. Like, have all of that stuff ready. I'll even pick out my clothes, put those in the bathroom. So in the morning, all I have to do is minimal brain energy activities. I go to the bathroom, I weigh myself, I change my clothes, I brush my teeth, I grab the things I've gathered by the door, and out I go. I don't have to think about anything. I don't need to run around like a chicken with my head cut off. I can just get out the door.
Do you do anything nighttime routine wise with any kind of drinks or supplements prior to actually getting ready for bed?
I don't have any nighttime supplements, no.
See, I take all of my supplements at night, and I probably shouldn't, but that's just when I can like sit down and really take them.
I mean, I think with a lot of things, like taking them when you're most consistent is what's important. Like, who cares what the timing is, unless it's a vitamin that, like, actually the timing does matter. If that's what works best for you and that's when you can actually take them, like, so be it. I take all of mine with breakfast in the morning.
Well, it takes me like 20 minutes to take my vitamins as well because I hate swallowing pills.
Have
But
you tried to
I,
find any powder forms?
but like, I don't want to do that. It's so much easier just to do the pills. Just give me 20 minutes at night and I'll be fine.
You're crazy.
I also used to take my fiber, like used to take the pills with my fiber because I have a powdered fiber that I drink. But dad actually told me to stop doing that because he said that the body doesn't absorb the supplements because you're taking them with fiber, which I never even knew that. So I'm going to try and start taking my fiber more in the mornings. It really doesn't matter when I take my fiber. It was just like a part of my nighttime routine to take my fiber and take like my supplements, but he said
I
not to
would
do that.
research that.
I know,
I've
maybe
never
I
heard
should
that.
research that. I've never heard that either. Maybe he's making it up.
Maybe he heard it from the Gary Brecka. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I enjoy taking them both at night, but if it's not, if I'm not actually getting my supplements, I don't spend a lot of money on supplements, but like I buy the supplements, I want to reap the benefits of them. So I'll have to
Exactly.
research that. I'll come back with information on that.
Perfect. Perfect.
But no, how my time routine starts is it starts with supplements and everything while I'm still downstairs in the kitchen. And generally, like, I'll get some morning drinks around. All the morning drinks I talked about in my morning routine, I'll kind of get them around and just heat them up then in the morning. I can go into my supplements because we'll do a whole separate episode on supplements, but that's a part of my nighttime routine. And then when I go upstairs, then I start to actually get ready. So now I feel like we're at the same like point in our nighttime routine. So, what does yours look like after you start setting stuff out to like prep for the morning?
So usually I'm the worst. Like, I really have no perfect chain of events. Like, typically I get ready for bed. I do all of my stuff because my bathroom is downstairs, my bedroom is upstairs. So I'll get ready for bed and then it's like, okay, what do I need to set out before I head upstairs? And I will say for the typical woman that like goes to work in the morning, like this is when having a nighttime routine can be very beneficial because you don't want to wake up in immediate chaos. Like, you want to have a lower cortisol kind of start to your day. So your body's not instantly going into fight or flight. So that's one reason why, getting your stuff around at night for the next morning can be really beneficial. I always say, like, the success of your next day is highly influenced by how you prepare for it that night. And that goes back to the if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail, or you're planning to fail. So with that, having this wind down routine allows your brain to kind of shut off. And if you're someone that, like, you find yourself being super, like, kept awake by thoughts or whatever that's going on in life, the million to-do lists, the things that didn't get done for the day, like, I can't encourage you enough to, like, write them out on paper. Get them out of your head. If you think in ink, you're not going to be so mentally cluttered. And that's one thing that I love to do. I love my Google Calendar, but I have a work planner. I have whiteboard calendars. I've got a million places where I write all of the same things because it just helps to get it out of my head. I've written and rewritten my fall to-do list, the things that are going on in my life, because when I hit the pillow at night, my latency is like 2 minutes. Am I overtired? Perhaps, maybe. But I just want to go to bed. So the more you can think, even throughout the day, it doesn't have to be right at night. If you can think in ink, you're going to have a better calmness at night. So that's what I'd recommend. I know that's not really about me specifically, but if you're someone that struggles with not shutting your brain off, that's one thing that I highly recommend, is just get the things out of your brain so you don't have to think about them and you can just go to sleep. And I think that's part of what the nighttime routine is about, is preparing yourself for a good night's sleep. Because if you've got a million things going on, or, your environment is just chaos, you didn't clean anything up, maybe that's part of my routine too, making sure that my kitchen is clean before I go to bed. But that's just something that I do. Like, I need to make sure my environment is clutter free. I am prepared for bed. Anything that I need for the next morning is out and ready to go. And knowing those things are organized and complete and ready for the next day allows me to just have a 2-minute latency at night. What about you?
I'm someone that can go to sleep with downstairs cluttered. Doesn't really weigh on the mind at all. Now,
Not
I have been
surprised.
having, yes, but it's normally clean, but like people always say, like, they're like, I can't go to sleep with like a dirty kitchen. I can. Good
I
night.
will I will say I can now, but if I'm just like walking around, I don't know. I usually clean up immediately after dinner, so there's typically not clutter, you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, that's my thought process too, is generally you kind of wipe up throughout the day. So it's generally not clean, but if it generally is clean, but if it's not, whatever, I'm sleeping. But I haven't been sleeping the best lately. I personally struggle with shutting my mind off. I normally the mind is going at all times anyways throughout the day and the nighttime, but I have just had a lot on my plate recently with the wedding because I get married. By the time this will come out, I'll already be married. I'll be a missus. But right now, I'm not married. I'm about a week and a half out. So the mind is very much going at all times. So that's not very fun. But I can tell you with my nighttime routine that I do versus when I didn't do this specific nighttime routine, it would be drastically different, the sleep I'm getting, because I'm still getting, which I think it's key to mention, me and Kaylin both wear an Aura ring. I highly recommend an Aura ring. I got it a lot to track sleeping, but it tracks everything and it tracks your steps. I love my Aura ring so much. Um, but you can like link up with your friends and see like sleep scores, all that kind of stuff. It's so cool. But I can say, even though my mind is like going and I'm in like high stress points of my life right now, I'm still getting better night sleeps. How I generally start my nighttime routine is I go upstairs, I brush my teeth. I do wear a night guard because I like to grind my teeth. So I wear a night guard that like is very thick, so it almost makes my mouth stay a little bit open, which is counterintuitive for then what I'm gonna tell you I do later. But then I wash my face, I put on moisturizer. That's literally it. I don't do like too many steps with the face washing. And then I prep my castor oil pack. I swear by a castor oil pack, especially for my PCOS girls. I have not had any kind of inflammation, pain in my stomach, anything like that since I started using the castor oil pack. With that being said, you get everything you own oily. Like it will get on your shirts. I started to have to separate my shirts from regular laundry and then my like oily shirts. It's on my sheets, it's on the mattress, but it's so worth it. I haven't
See,
found out.
I'm not an oil. I'm a naturally oily girly that I just can't imagine putting more oil on myself.
Oh, I used to I've gotten better, but like if I shower at night and I do my castor oil pack and then I do all my moisturizers, I'm just an oily person to go to sleep, but I wake up so smooth and moisturized and skin looking amazing. Um, but the castor oil pack, I have like just a few things that I wanted to write down to make sure I said that it does, which it does so many things. First of all, castor oil, it needs to be organic, cold pressed in a dark glass bottle if you're going to get it. That's how you know you're getting a good castor oil. And then your castor oil pack needs to be 100% cotton. So what the castor oil pack is it's just a little piece of fabric that wraps around your abdomen and it holds the castor on your abdomen all night pretty much. Or you can put it, people put it on their throat for like thyroid. People put it on different areas of their body for like inflammation things, but generally it's put over the liver or for reference because of PCOS, I put it over like my ovaries, depending on like this my cycle and where I'm at and how things are feeling. Sometimes I choose the liver, sometimes I choose the ovaries. But bloating and digestion, it is so good for. Also, side note, I don't know if people have seen a lot of putting castor oil in your belly button. Kind of the same vibe. I just like the whole pack. It helps detoxify the liver, which is why you would put it over your liver. Helps even if you don't have PCOS. It helps to support your hormones, support your cycle, all that kind of stuff. Castor oil is really like nature's inflammation killer. So,
Now, is
something.
there a certain point in your cycle for women that maybe don't have PCOS that want to reap benefits of castor oil? Like, is there a certain point in your cycle where it's more beneficial, less beneficial, or is it just something like they should do every night?
Well, it could be. I like to do it every night. I would recommend just with like bloating purposes and maybe just uh, feeling yucky purposes, do it mostly in the luteal phase.
So, like the week before.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a lot of times when you're the most bloated, and then you can do it during your actual like menstrual phase as well. But I notice the best results during the luteal phase. But that's just me.
Perfect.
Um, so I do that. I like to weigh myself at night too, because I'm silly. Because I just like to see what stuff did throughout the day. Again, collecting data. Now, here's a little trick for people, which all of the video listeners, you'll be able to watch me do this because I'll demonstrate. So you have, well, first off, let me say where I'm about to go. I was just about to take you there. I didn't even tell you where we were going. Is
Scary.
reduce your blue light around bedtime. Now, there is a little thing that you can do on your phone that automatically turns your blue light off and on at certain times of the day. So, as you're going to sleep, you can fix that. You have like a night shift. So, I'll explain it, but for my video listeners, this is what you do. So, you have your phone. Oh, you have your phone. Okay. Click on your light, and then you'll see down at the bottom it'll pop up. It's the middle one. If you click on that, That's your night shift. And then you can also set your night shift time on and off, and that will turn your blue light off.
I'm glad you brought this up because it's something that I forgot from my nighttime routine that I just recently started in the last like week or two. But I'm not sure if you'll touch on this as far as like scrolling, social media, those kinds of things. But I so badly wanted to just eliminate that from my nighttime routine at all whatsoever. So instead of like doing that, turning the blue light off, doing that night shift, I just completely set my downtime to not allow me to be on social media from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And when I say my screen time has been so down, it has been so down because I'm not on my phone at all, mostly, because there's really no reason to be unless I'm like texting someone for 12 hours at least throughout the day or night. But that's something that has helped me just like reduce scrolling at night is like if that screen time is on, there are ways to bypass it. You can like ignore it for a minute, ignore it for 15 minutes, ignore it for the day. But if you do that, it's like, then what's the point of turning the downtime on? So that's something that I've really liked about my nighttime routine now is just like eliminating scrolling because then I'm not up later than I want to be, so I can give myself the opportunity to get a good night's sleep.
Yeah. So my scrolling for the night stops as soon as I get in bed. I don't allow myself to scroll in bed at all.
I
Like
think
my
that's
phone,
smart.
yeah, my phone goes next to me. We still watch like TV and stuff, but my phone goes next to me. It becomes my clock because if you know how you set your phone sideways, it turns into like the clock. So my phone then becomes my clock. I'm done scrolling, but still the blue light's off. So I think my blue light shuts off at around 8 o'clock. Generally, I'm heading up to bed around 9:30. So it just gives that extra time I'm sitting on the couch or whatever I'm doing to just turn that off. Um, Once I get in bed, phone to the side, I do. Anyone who's ever seen me sleep, you're a special human to me because I look a little crazy. I
I just don't
wear,
look at her.
yeah, don't. I remember we just had a sleepover, me, Kaylin, and Josie, and I think Josie was scared of me in the morning. She didn't know who I was until I took all my stuff off.
She's like,
But
who's this ogre?
I know, literally, it's me. Good
Hey,
morning.
Ellie.
I
You can
wear,
call me Aunt Ellie.
yes, literally. That's a Parent Trap reference for anyone that doesn't know. Um, I wear a chin strap to one, keep my mouth closed. It also just helps with like lymphatic drainage throughout the night and stuff like that. Pooling stuff, whatever, I don't know. And then I wear a hair bonnet because I'm a hairstylist and I just want all my hair contained but I still want it loose, but I don't want my shoulders knocking it. So I wear a hair bonnet, helps to contain the moisture and everything like that. And then I also wear an eye mask. So if we're keeping track, the only point out right now are my lips and my nose. And then I tape my mouth. So now the only thing you can see is my nose. But that's good because I just listened to a podcast with Barbara O'Neill on it, which if you don't know who Barbara O'Neill is, I love her so much. And she said, nose is for breathing. And it's so true. And that's why mouth taping is such a big thing now, is your nose, you should be breathing with your nose at all points throughout the day. Your mouth is for talking, your mouth is for eating, your mouth is not for breathing.
I
Your
do
nose is for
judge a
breathing.
mouth breather when I see him.
Well, that's why I love my mom so much. I have to say it because I really do come for her sometimes on here. But I love her so much. But I sometimes look at her and I say, you're breathing with your mouth right now. I hear you. Like, close your mouth.
Is that why you keep coming for Josie?
No, literally. His nose is for breathing.
Nose is for breathing.
But the mouth taping, it has been night and day since I started taping my mouth, and I keep trying to tell everyone to tape their mouth, and everyone comes back with the same like, I feel like I'm gonna die, or like it's so scary.
So I will say that is also something I have started in the last month, we'll say.
Have you like consistently?
All except for our sleepover night and then last night.
Oh, I wish you would have told me on the sleepover night. I had mouth tape.
No, it's all good. And I
Okay.
say that because I feel like that's when my sinuses started like swelling a bit. Not that
Yeah,
night because it started before we slept. It started while we were watching our movie.
I
When
can
like,
guarantee you
is
if
it
you would
because I
have,
was open mouth breathing when I was falling asleep during the movie?
yeah, I wish we could insert a picture.
We can.
We can? Okay, I'll send you the
We can.
picture. I'll send you the picture because wow, it was silly. But I can guarantee you though, if you would have taped your mouth shut that night while you slept, because mom and dad's house is kind of like on the drier side, if you would have taped your mouth shut that night, you would not have woken up with any kind of runny nose, sore throat, anything like that.
You think?
I would bet you $100.
Because I did tape my mouth not last night but the night before. I survived. I did. But then last night, my sinuses were already like jacked when I went to bed, and I was like, I'm not doing that to myself. So I didn't. And when I tell you, I woke up 2 times, like slurping all of my
Mhm.
drool from my pillow. It was disgusting. But I find as a mom, Josie still wakes up very, very, very frequently throughout the night. And that's something we're working on. If you're listening and have any recommendations, please hit me up. I am almost SOSing here. It's really hard to shush when your mouth is taped shut. Not sure if you've tried it before.
Haven't.
So sometimes I forego the mouth tape midnight when I just need to give a good shush.
I wonder.
It looks a little like this. It doesn't work well.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, maybe
Because
we
what I
need.
was going to say about the whole like being afraid to die is like you've said, you don't need to tape your entire mouth, like all your entire lips from end to
Mm-hmm.
end. The one I actually got them on Amazon, they're in an X. So they just like go below your nose and then they cross. So like the only thing that's actually covered is the middle of your lips. So you can
Mm-hmm.
still breathe out the sides if you need to.
Exactly. And I always got nervous with, like, for some reason, and this is just the thoughts that keep me up at night sometimes, is I always got nervous that I would get like sick in the middle of the night and then I would like choke and die. That was always my why I was so scared. So I just literally take one piece of mouth tape and I get the little silicone brand, and it's probably about like that thick. It's like an inch or two thick, nothing. And I just put it right in the middle. So I can still like breathe out the sides. Or God forbid, if I got sick, like I would be
Projectile.
okay. Yeah, like I would be okay. Um, but little pro tip, because you're saying that your sinuses, the breathe right strips for your nose, you put those on for like 10 minutes before you tape your mouth and try and keep your mouth closed, your sinuses will open up. Like your body will not allow itself
To not breathe.
to suffocate. You know what I mean? Even with like your corners out, your body will not allow yourself to suffocate. You will be okay, I promise.
Good to know.
But I will say, with the mouth taping, why I swear by it, sorry, I'm like waving my pencil all around. With the mouth taping, why I swear by it is because I have very rarely gotten sick since I started mouth taping, and I probably started mouth taping 2 years ago at this point. And it's because it doesn't allow that sore throat to really start. Because that's how all the sicknesses would start, is that sore throat, and then you go into the sinuses, and then you get that cough, and by the end of it, it's been a month that you've been sick. So not allowing that sore throat to start is huge, and it really hasn't escalated into any kind of sickness. And if it has, it's been like maybe a day or two, and I think that's only happened once since I started taping my mouth shut.
So that just made me like think. I don't know if you saw me thinking over here.
Okay.
Because like when I was starting to get, I guess I'm sick. I'm not like deathbed sick, but it's like annoying sinus, whatever. It started with the scratchy throat. And I can't remember if I had started. I had to have started taping before then. So I don't know if it's just terrible coincidence or what. Another thing that I thought of, because I'm, we'll call it fair skin, like I'm the person where like you flick me wrong and like my skin will turn red, and like, you know, Josie's the same way. I love it because if she hits her head on something, like I know exactly where it was. I can locate the injury and it's like, okay, you hit your head here. Got it. There's a big old red mark. But with me, like something I got nervous about with mouth taping is like, is there just going to be like a red mark on my mouth every morning? And if you get the right ones, I promise you there won't be, because you can't even tell that there was an X on my mouth overnight, which is kind of crazy because my skin is definitely easily irritated.
Yeah, that's why the silicone-based tapes are really good, especially for the skin.
Yeah. All right, should we move on from our mouth taping? Do you have anything else with your nighttime routine?
I was just gonna add with the mouth taping. Well, I have two PSAs to add with stuff I've already said. With the mouth taping, if it is something that does worry you, the breathe right strips also can just be a good peace of mind to start out. Like it just gives you that extra openness in the nostrils. You feel a little bit better, and then you can like get rid of them over time, but it just helps beginning. Also, what I wanted to say with the castor oil packs is they say to avoid using a castor oil pack while pregnant. Just wanted to put that out there.
PSI.
Yes,
Important one.
very important. I don't know what it does, but I know it's not as much advised towards. So I just wanted to, we're not doctors.
We're not doctors, we're just sisters talking
We're
shit.
just sisters.
I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to not be swearing.
I know, I think I swore earlier.
But all of this to say, we really don't have nighttime routines, but when we need to, we do. We do the things that make us feel our best, but it doesn't have to be anything super extensive. Like, first I do this, and then I put on this moisturizer and that moisturizer and this retinol and this, that, and the other thing. These are the things that make me feel my best, so I'm just going to do them whenever they fall in place, depending on where you get ready for bed and where your bedroom is. Like, that can determine it. There's no right or wrong way to get ready for bed, but if you're finding yourself chaotic in the morning, you should probably assess your nighttime routine. What can you do? I always, always, always love giving this kind of prompt to my clients when it comes to their day, when it comes to literally any decision. If you can ask yourself, what is future, insert your name, going to appreciate that I did for her right now? And if you look at your nighttime routine and ask yourself that, it could be setting out your clothes. That can make your morning that much easier. And maybe you're someone that's like, I can never choose what I want to wear. Like, if I did that, I'd still change my mind a million times. Fine, don't start there. Maybe you prep your lunchbox for the next day. It can be anything that's going to make your life easier in the future.
I cannot stress enough how important sleep is for an individual. Barbara O'Neill actually said this in the podcast I just listened to, and it really hit home. So I just want to say it again, is sleeping and your bed and everything, that's nature's operating table. Like, you lay down on nature's operating table every single night, and your body is so amazing, and it just cleans out toxins, rejuvenates everything. Sleep is 100% our superpower, so you have to set yourself up for a good sleep that night so that way you can be your best self the next morning.
I really love that. And I think in today's hustle, go, go, go culture, there are so many women that think that, and I'll shout out my mom. I love my mom dearly. I love her to death. When I was a kid and she was working night shift, her quote, and I know it because she said it all the time, was, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." And looking back now, I'm like, Mom, you needed to get some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is true for a lot of women, even just our age, not even our moms. Like, we need to prioritize sleep. Our kids, I know you don't have kids, but kids, it is so important for their development, for their health. A lot of attention deficiency disorders, like those are highly linked. Even bedwetting is linked to mouth breathing, not sleeping well at night. Like the craziest things that you wouldn't think are linked are, and it all comes down to sleep, how well you're sleeping, and what that looks like. So the more we can prioritize the sleep, the better and healthier individuals will be for ourselves and also our kids.
Alzheimer's linked to lack of sleep. Alzheimer's is very scary and very hard to watch people go through, and I'm assuming go through yourself. So I don't, that's an amazing reason right there to focus on your sleep.
Yes, and I think this kind of popped into my head just based off of what you were saying there. Like, you obviously don't want to acquire Alzheimer's. You don't want to develop any type of health disorder. But if you know that your lifestyle is going that direction because you're just not taking care of yourself, I think the most selfish thing you can do is to choose to not prevent or not make any positive steps toward reducing the likelihood of that happening. Not just for yourself, but because of everyone around you. Because when you develop these disorders, these ailments, these sicknesses, you're not just affecting yourself, you're affecting everyone around you that now needs to take care of you. So the more you can do now, the more you can improve your lifestyle now is going to benefit not just yourself, but everyone around you that you love. And if you love them like you say you do, you're going to take care of yourself for more than one reason.
Absolutely. One of my favorite quotes in the entire world that I don't think I have said on this podcast yet, which is crazy because I love it so much, is everyone is so fast to say, oh, I would die for them. I would die for my family. But would you live for them? So you have to do these things in your life to make your quality of life and longevity of your life as much as you can for your family, for your people. Oh, I love that quote.
Mic drop.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, there could have been a lot of overwhelming things that we said during this episode, but like we said, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. Choose one thing and start small. Do it tonight. Maybe it's no phone after 9 p.m. Maybe it's thinking in ink. Whatever it is, choose something and start small. If building sustainable habits like this feels overwhelming, if it feels confusing, I would love to help. I work one-on-one with women to create routines that actually fit their lifestyle and their health goals and support everything from their family to themselves. You can find the link in the show notes to apply for coaching or to schedule a free clarity call. There's literally no strings attached. I just want to help. Don't forget, if you like our conversations, we also post on Instagram and TikTok too. So follow us there. You can find our handles in the show notes. Join Ellie next week in her first solo episode to learn about, well, that's still to be determined at the time of this recording. So catch the episode next week to find out. We we may or may not be spilling all of the details on all things wedding planning and how her big day went. So we will see you in the next episode of the Sis Let's Heal podcast.